Part 2.
Inning. Suicide by stupidity.
Now, it's going to start getting more interesting. At this time, I didn't realize it, but I had done up all that I had, all but one shot. But I don't figure that part out until a little bit more into the story later on. So, here I am doing up a shot. Little did I know it was my last. And then, all of a sudden, I find myself standing on this patch of dirt. It's like a field of flat dirt, about the size of an acre. As I look around, all I can see is darkness on the outer edges of this field. I had no feelings whatsoever. I didn't feel any fear, no happiness, no sadness, no pain, just nothing. No feelings at all. So I'm looking around, and as I'm looking, I'm seeing in a far corner of the field that the ground is starting to break up. It looked like an earthquake kinda. All of a sudden, a hand comes out from beneath the surface, then a foot, then a leg, then another hand, another leg, then a huge head started to pop out until the whole being was now above ground, standing tall and upright. It stood about 8 to 9 feet tall. It had a big ass, head, long slinky, arms and fingers, same with the legs, long and slanky, really creepy in a way, and then again, it was kind of funny looking, I was thinking. The whole thing from top to bottom was black and red, like flowing lines as if the colors were alive. It was flowing as if it were like lava. I'm not sure of any better way to explain it. But that head was huge, I mean, gigantic. It was kind of cool looking, but still really creepy. It reminded me of the movie Pumpkinhead. Yeah, Pumpkinhead. It was not that great of a horror show, but yeah, I watched it. Anyways, that's what he reminded me of. Big, huge head, tall, thin, slinky body, real long, slinky arms and fingers and slinky legs, but that big head. I'll never forget that big ass head. So right after he popped up from out of his hole and stood up, I yelled over at him that I had seen better costumes in the last few movies that I had watched. Why I said that, I'm not sure. I think it was the smartass in me that said it. It just came out of my mouth as if I had no control over it whatsoever. It wasn't even a thought, it was really strange, and again, I had no feelings whatsoever, no fear, no nothing. So after that being said, he started walking towards me, walking really weird slinky, like trying to be spooky or something, really theatrical like. I wanted to laugh, but I couldn't for some reason. Probably had something to do with me not having any feelings. Who knows? It's really strange, though. Another strange thing is that I knew it was the devil. I'm gonna let you know that I call him Lucy, short for Lucifer, in case someone out there needed to be told that. I'm sure most could have figured that one out, but you never know. The next thing I know, we're standing toe to toe. He's glaring down at me with those big, glazed eyes. I'm breaking my neck to look up at him. Like I said, he stood about 8 to 9 feet tall, and we were standing really close, kind of too close, but yeah, that didn't bother me. And it really didn't bother him too much. This is where the not able to feel pain comes in handy. Otherwise, I'd probably not have been able to look up at him because of my bad neck. Still, no feelings whatsoever. I show no fear, I had no fear, nada, nothing. He's kind of looking at me really strange. And as I'm looking up, staring into those big, glaring eyes, without blinking once, I start to say these words to him. I know that I belong in hell. I don't have a problem with that. I've known I belonged in hell for quite a while now. I've been content with going to hell for quite some years now. It's not a problem for me, but I belong to God. I was baptized after birth. I was saved by the same priest twice the same day, and when I got back in line again to be saved for the second time, the priest asked me why, and I responded with, I just wanted to make sure it worked. Why I said that, I don't know. I was about 7 years old when I was saved, and I really didn't know the meaning of being saved, and the words just came out of me. For what reason, I just don't know. So after those words had left my mouth, Lucy reached down to grab me, and just as his fingertips touched my chest, I felt something from behind me grab me up by my shoulders. Then I felt a slight tug upward, and I didn't even have time to blink. Off I go. Next thing I know, I found myself back in my living room. I was floating above my floor about 3 to 4 inches in the air, and all of a sudden, from the top of my head, throughout my whole body and down through my feet, and out of my toes, every bit of pain, hurt, sadness, sorrow, and all that was bad, had washed right out of me. It was a feeling I'll never forget, and I can't wait to feel that again. As the last bit had left my body, as if I had no control over my mouth or thoughts, I screamed out, I believe as loud as I could. Then, all of a sudden, I heard a kind, soothing voice. It was as if it was right behind me, speaking over my right shoulder, whispering into my right ear. From out of nowhere, God began speaking to me.
I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have